All right, everybody, welcome to the team Zoom. I am Stefani Dunn and this is Joel Dunn, and we are excited to share all things going diamond and what that means for you. I know green carpet just happened this past weekend, and so many people are out there just building like crazy right now. So this will be a recorded so people can hop back on and watch us. But we have bonuses available up for grabs that a new diamond going, it's $5,000 paid out over 6 months. Like that's
That's quite
crazy
a bit.
on top of, our weekly bonuses that we have. So for those of you that are new, I got started for just a few $100, like $500, even $100 was so much money. So one of the things that I love about our company is for customers is $50 that's paid out weekly. So if you're looking for those weekly, you know, extra to pay groceries, gas, whatever that is something you can do weekly. So I don't want you guys to forget about that. Like that doesn't go away. Every four customers, 300 BV, $50, and that adds up. And then when you enroll a distributor, if you're new within those 3 months, you earn another $100, it's 150. Do that two more times. It's a builder bonus of $800 total in just bonuses. And then we have the match its. And I know Courtney's been great at that as well, as helping a new distributor come in, you guys, and teaching them together their four customers and distributor. And they earn their 150 and then you earn 150. So again, there's multiple weeklies that you can be earning. So I don't want to forget about that. But then we have our commissions that pay out monthly. And then also now we have bonuses. And so we want to run towards those. And I know Courtney did it last month with no bonus, but I did it with no bonus too. Like I was so
You're in
excited
good
to
company.
unlock what happens when you go diamond and being able to enroll people and being you'll hear this coded and what that does when you go diamond. But she's got team members that are go diamond, so she's gonna go double and get a $10,000 bonus. That's the goal of what's gonna happen. But we're gonna keep this short. I'm good on talking there. I just wanted to remind you guys there's a lot on like up for grabs right now. And so, as you're working towards these things, I don't want you to forget those simple little things that add up because that's ultimately what builds that residual is those customers and distributors. So, Courtney, you should be able to unmute yourself, but you guys, I've got a chance to talk to her a little bit, got to know her a little bit through text and I remember our first Zoom of like hesitation of like, do I want to do this? And she did this years ago. And so I got a little bit of like that backstory. And so I'll let her share a little bit. But you guys, she just loves to help people. And having her share that and just getting to know that when you truly come into a place of like, yes, we get into this for ourselves, but that feeling of being able to help someone else and they truly appreciate that, whether that's their health or their wealth or even the belief system that you can give somebody and being their friend, that's like priceless. And that's when you just know you're doing God's work. And that's what she's about. I love that. She's about her family and, God, family, and her team. And so I am just excited. She is literally on fire right now. So stay close to her, Courtney. You're going to have so many new friends. But I know you're a mama and a wife. And so share a little bit of your story. And then I got some questions that I'm going to ask because people are dying to know. How did you do diamond?
Hey guys, so I'm sorry, my kids are still awake. It's fall break, so I told them to shh a little bit. So I'm Courtney. I'm so excited to be here. It's such an honor just to be asked to be on. A little bit about me. So I actually started this business 7 years ago, and I went triple in 2 years. And honestly, it was great. I started this business when my firstborn was 6 months old. He's 8 now, which is weird, but and I wanted to stay at home. I just quit my dental assisting job. And basically, we just went from two incomes to one. So I was looking for something. I was someone who never heard of It Works before. I never tried a product before. I knew nothing. It's funny. I know this was a godsend because what I saw was a Facebook post, and it was actually a sponsored Facebook post. I wasn't even friends with this woman on Facebook, and it said, for moms that want to stay at home or stay at home moms. I remember the title, I remember everything, and it was like her story. So if you're not posting consistently about your story, like you need to, because it really resonated with me. And I just saw it one time, and that's what made me message her because I needed it desperately. And I'm sharing this part of my story because it's part of my story. Because the second time I joined, I did end up leaving just for personal reasons. Obviously, it wasn't the company because here I am once again. But it was just like I had to get my priorities in check. And just I honestly didn't leave to go to another company or anything. I just left for just a hot second for 4 years to just be a mom and to build a house and just the things. But life does throw you a curveball sometimes. And so I actually saw one of my friends that I met through the company the last time. I met her through a conference, and she started this business again as well. And I was like, what in the world? Like, I've been needing something, and I've tried dabbling in a different few things. Nothing, it was just nothing worked out. And I just had this fire, like this spark that just lit up into me. I was like, God, is this you or is this me? Like, I was like, I questioned myself so bad. I was like, I want this to be, I want to do your will, Lord, but like, are you sure? Like, you know what I mean? I was like questioning, right? But it just would not leave my mind. And a little backstory, last year, my husband had some severe health issues and was in and out of the hospital, was out of work for 6 months. He was the only income. And so when I say it was hard, it was hard. Okay. I didn't have the $99 to start this business again, but I already knew what it could do. And so I was like, I'd had to transfer money to start out of a personal loan to start this business. Okay. So for the people out there that truly want it, like they will find it. And so anyways, I started this business and I just took off because I knew what I had my hands on. And honestly, it's just been such a blessing to be back. It was like what I missed. It was like a piece of me missing. And obviously, like, I don't know if it was right for me to leave the last time, but honestly, I've grown so much and I feel like I can be a better leader and a better mentor because I've learned things, along take like just taking that time off. But honestly, I'm so thankful for this company because of what this company stands by. So like you're here for a reason and this company is absolutely amazing. There's nothing else out there like this whatsoever. It is just the community and everything. And I just love the systems that we have in place. And so I just took off. I just was, when you are in such a hard spot, you'll do anything, you'll do whatever it takes. And so I kind of thought about, okay, well, it's either this or me go back to work. And my kids are both now in school. I have a kindergartner and a second grader, but I still wanted to be on their schedule. I still wanted to pick them up from school. I wanted to drop them off from school. I wanted to go on field trips. I wanted to go eat lunch with them. I wanted to do things still. And I knew that this business can do that. And it's actually been very humbling for me to start over. And so, but it's honestly been so much fun and so exciting because, like, it is just, it's incredible these bonuses and the things that we have in place, and people are winning. And I, like you were saying, I truly love helping people and seeing my team getting these $800 bonuses and making all of this income. It is mind blowing to me. And it just keeps me so excited because I know lives are being changed. And this is what I meant to do. Like, this is my calling. This is what I crave it. It's exciting for me because it's just like, you know what? You wake up and you're like, who am I going to help today? Who is God going to bring in my life today? Because it's like, if you sit and think of how incredible it is to do this business, you meet people from all around the world. I had a girl start from New Mexico and I had a girl locally start, and then it's like you have people from all over and it's like God placed them in your path for a reason to help. They're not just someone joining your business. This is a new friend. And I've learned to really take time and grow relationships with my team and my potential distributors. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I hope that was good.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. I just said, let God speak through you. Like that's what's perfect about this is like I think people sometimes look at top leaders and they, at least I did, and I'm like, man, they just look like they have it all together. And me and Joel weren't network marketers. And I think that that's what's great about this is when people come on, you guys, you can see we're real. And she's like, kids are going to be in the background. I'm like, that's exactly what we want because this is who we are. And it shows that you can do this anywhere, anytime. I mean, I literally had to put my sweats on just because I haven't felt good, but we get to show up just like this, and you guys aren't gonna judge me, right? So, that's the great thing about it. But just being you. I think that speaks volumes. So if you guys are taking notes, be you. Be the best friend that you could be to someone and watch what your business does. And I think that that's a perfect way to be like, okay, looking at someone and bringing them on, like getting to know them, looking at their Facebook if they haven't shared or unveiled a whole lot, because we always sometimes share the highlight reels. But when you start digging down, like, what do you really want? What is it that you can help them with? It's, oh gosh, if I could just spend a little bit more time with my kids at home or whatever that is. So those are some things you guys can all do now. Like, of course, write down your goals, but then like what are you going to do when you have your leaders coming in? And I know right now people are on kind of this time crunch of like, I just want to go diamond. And, we all do. And I will say this, some of you are going to hit it and blow it out of the water, and some are going to miss it. And you're going to think, man, I missed it. Why? And there's been times that I haven't hit things, but it gets you closer to so much more. So timing is always going to be right. So here's the thing is you got to do the work. If you're like, I want diamond and you haven't done the work for the last 3 months, then you got to plant the seeds now and you might get diamond in 2 months, whatever that looks like. So I want you to start now and be consistent because Courtney, you are consistent. Like I can go to your page and you're showing your coffee, you're just being real, showing the kiddos. Vacation looked awesome because that's where you were last week, but you've invited them in. So, what is something that you do daily that you feel like has helped you get to diamond pretty quick?
I think everyone's gonna know the answer, but post. It is just the bread and butter. It is something that obviously, like, I don't think everyone thinks it's fun, but I know that it's what we do and that's what works. And so, I was terrified to start this business again. Like more scared the second time than the first time. I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be a one hit wonder or like whatever? But I'm just proof that this business really works if you put the work in because it's the second time around and it's like working. So it's like I just been so consistent with host to post and obviously just like a daily, I guess, six list, like task list. So, and it's crazy to me. It's like you can do the split shifts. I've learned this time around, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Like for the people that are busy. And it's like host to post have been game changers. So like mine, like non-negotiable is 5 host posts up a day. The more the merrier. But five, I feel like is great because I can get a good balance in talking to people because some will blow up, and then
Mhm.
you have tons of comments and some won't. And so the days that they don't have many comments on there, I'm going to send more messages to get more host to post up. You know what I mean? And it's just adding new friends and interacting with those people because, and posting and just being real, like you said, like I do it all really. I mean, I post, host to post my face off, I add friends, and I post on my stories. And I've been dabbling TikTok and Reels. I've been trying to do that. I'm not really strong at that, but I'm trying. I'm willing to learn, and that's I always want to learn new things, but I don't want to reinvent the wheel either because I know what really does work. And
Yeah.
so if I had only one thing to choose from, it's host to post because I can do a tiered system where I could turn it into a potential customer or a potential distributor, and I can add friends from it. So it's like you're basically doing three things and by doing one task, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I
So
love I love that because you guys, if you don't know what host to post is or you've heard it and you haven't really learned what it truly is, I want you to take the time to learn that. Like, you know what? You have to just dive into it and understand it and get a system and not just ask people to get a post up. And then you're not following up with those posts. You got to know who posts so that you can go and follow up and see who's commented on there. Because just recently, I've had a couple posts blow up from post to post. So people think, Steph, do you really do that? Yeah, it grows my network. It's like you said, it's potential customers and distributors. And from there, I can get into other friends lists that I normally wouldn't have. So, if you're like, what can I do? And I'm not strong in video yet, or Reels or TikTok, Courtney just said it, host to post. So take the time to go to your team page or to your leader, whoever brought you in, and go, I need a video or I need to learn what is host to post. So I love that. All right.
um,
Next, you
real
have some.
quick, I will say that change like offering the opportunity to people that do it is a game changer. I feel like all of my distributors that I've signed is from host to post. Like but they're already doing it or like they're already
Yeah.
doing you know what I mean? And I get them on the phone. So if they're interested.
I think that's key. I'm seeing this a lot, you guys. What I've noticed, so I think Jenna might be on too, but she gets people on the phone. So if you feel like your closing rate isn't where you want it to be, say, hey, do you have time for a quick call? Because when people hear you on the phone, they know that you're real. And again, they can hear it and how genuine you are and how excited you are about getting them started and learning. So make sure that yeah, always do that. Go back to people that have posted for you and ask them, like, hey, have you ever thought you've already done it for me? And right now it's only $35 to do the business, you guys. Like, why not ask those people if you haven't? So that's like kind of your non-negotiable. Like you always get those up. Is
Yeah.
there like a certain post? Because I know people are gonna ask or they're gonna get into your inbox and be like, all right, Courtney, you do host a post.
What is your magic?
What one is it? What do you have them host for you? What do you have them post?
Gummies. The gummies, the one that probably everyone's using, to be honest. I've used it since I started again, and I've not changed it at all. Um, it's just working. Like, not every day is perfect. Not every day I'm gonna get 1,000 comments on a post, or but it's
Right.
still working, and it is something that people are really looking, to target that stomach area, and it's just such a great conversation starter. You know what I mean? With the scripts and the options. Like, if you're not using the scripts, like at first I was hesitant to use the scripts because I'm like, wow, this is lengthy, this is long, and this doesn't really sound like me. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it because clearly they're working for other people. I'm gonna just do it and not reinvent the wheel. And I'm telling you, it's a success. Like, don't change it. Just don't. Okay. People have put these scripts and everything in boards for us to succeed. They wouldn't want to put something to steer us away from that, right?
Yeah,
Just
I
use them.
love that. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, there's these options, but it gives you the ability to upsell, giving it in their court, right? They get to make that decision.
Guys,
Because
here's one of the things that you might have missed that she said. She felt like it didn't sound like her. The scripts just didn't sound like her, but she used them anyways. Here's a fun fact. 99% of the people that you are attracting on host to post don't know what you sound like. So they don't even know that it's not what you sound like.
This
That's
is
why it
true.
works so well.
Yes, letting them have that choice. So follow that. So you guys, gummies works. It's if you feel like you're in a pocket of like, oh my gosh, they're not working, it's time to grow your network somewhere else. So that's the key is what else can we do to really grow that network? So that's good because I was like, okay, what do you think helped lock in your customers and distributors? But that's a lot of it right there.
think honestly too, it works if you work it. Like, if you could seriously like stop posting for a few days and then use the gummies, and then like no one comments. You're like, this isn't working anymore. I'm gonna just try this other host post. But it's really not. It's just being consistent, because it's just like any other business. It goes like this. Some days you're gonna have lots of comments, some days you're not. But it's trusting the process, and it's just doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Um, just know, you know what? I did all the things. I'm planting these seeds. It's gonna happen. I was just telling one of my distributors, she was like, oh my gosh, like, we've had what, three-way calls with potentials. I highly recommend you do that. If you don't feel comfortable getting on the phone with someone about the business, get your mentor or someone to do a three-way call with you. It's a game changer. It has been. So we've been on these calls with potential distributors, and she's like, people like, they're not signing up yet. And I said, just wait, you're planting seeds. And she signed 4 distributors, I think, today, or like between today and yesterday. And I was like, so I told you. So it's trusting the process. It's just doing it on the days you don't feel like it, because you can't base your business off how you feel. You have to base it off what you want, and knowing that it does work if you work it, but you have to be consistent. If you're like, some days you do it, some days you don't, some days you do it, it's not the business not working. It's not the host post that's not working. It's you not being consistent. And I've learned that. That's me examining myself, because I was like, what the heck? I had a month where I kind of got in my head and I was self-sabotaging myself. Believe it or not, you can be scared of success too. That was me. It's weird, I know, but it was true. And I was self-sabotaging myself. But then when I realized, like, Courtney, you're here for a reason. This business works if you work it, if you're consistent, and it's this or nothing, like plan A or nothing. That's when I took a shift. And I was like, I am self-sabotaging myself. And this isn't from the Lord. Like, it was like, ever since I had that, it was like, I won't let it get in my head again. So it's just a decision. I'm doing
I
it
mean,
every.
I love that, you guys. That is so real. I mean, how many of us have thought that and have gotten to our own head and have derailed things? Like, that's crazy. Something that I want to share is people are like, "Oh, it's robotic." I want you guys to know this. You can be you in your messages when you're talking to people. It's the pricing, it's the ingredients being robotic. That's the part that, how you might word it, that's where it might not have been her necessary, giving the three options and how we upsell. That's the part that you can be scripting and the same on. Everything else, if you are you in between and answering the best you can as yourself, that's where I think is a game changer for people. So I know that's what Courtney does. She's not just being like sending script over script. She's getting into their inbox, opening the conversation, and giving the script as far as like the options and what the product does for them. So that's where if you feel like you're being robotic, then you need to go, where can I interject myself and help them and dig a little bit deeper of like, what are you really looking for? Are you looking for weight loss or more energy? I want to make sure that I get you the right stuff, but I also want to send you the options. And here's the three options. So, play with that a little bit if you guys are stuck there because that's huge. But again, don't overthink because if you can get the conversation and you're like, oh my gosh, help, get on with your leader, like she said, get on with somebody that knows and can help seal the deal a little bit. And that kind of answered a question for me is like, going to Diamond, it's not just about you. You can get there, but she knows that she needs rubies on her team. She needs emeralds on her team. And so how can she dig down into her team and help her, not only her, but it's helping them reach that. And so, that's kind of a question is, have you guys checked to see if you're helping your distributors get on a three-way message or Zoom or phone call? If you haven't, try that. Say, hey, I want to do that. If you're like, I need help with that, reach out to a leader because they'll probably help you on a potentials, whether that's a message or Zoom or something, because I got on with Ashley to help you on the Zoom before you joined. So people are willing, you just got to ask. And that's a key too, is don't be afraid to ask and be committed to that. I love what you said about your mindset. Going to Diamond, you got to make a decision. There's a window, you guys. It's October 31st. You have to hit it. Are you ready to do the work? You can't say, I'm going to do it. And then a week goes by and you didn't do anything. Commit now. Like run through the month end and run starting the beginning of the month to what you need, because that's what's going to be key in this business is, there's going to be distractions, but when you commit, when a mama decides, like, I feel like when they decide, they decide. Like, and you may be a fur mama, I don't know, but like women, when you decide, sorry, Joel, but like I just feel like it's unstoppable when you truly make that decision. So, is that something, that has helped you in this business especially the second time go around? Like, was it okay, I'm gonna make the decision and this is what I'm gonna do?
Yeah. And even after, like, there's never you're not just stopping at diamond. Like that's just the beginning, in my opinion. And it is a mindset shift because it is not easy or everyone would be doing it. That's for sure. Um, I will say, like, for instance, like, I was on vacation last week and I was like, I could let that be an excuse on not working my business. But then I was like, okay, well, I'm able to work this business anywhere. So why not give it a little bit and do the things that literally takes me an hour out of my whole day to work my business while I'm on vacation? Because this is the very reason I was able to go. So it's like I could use this vacation as an excuse or whatever in my life as an excuse, but it's the very reason why I'm able to go on vacation and now get to have groceries and not stress about it and check my account every single time I go to the grocery store to see how much I can afford. Like, you know what I mean? And so it is a mindset, and you just have to remember, like, even if you haven't hit Ruby yet, like, think of what that $500 is going to do, that $800 builder bonus is going to do for you. Even the $50. Like, when I made $50, it was a huge deal. Like, it was. With going from no income for 6 months to $50 coming in, I'm like, all from social media is sweet. Okay. It is like, and so you have to just be grateful. And, we can easily, honestly, I've done this in the past, and this is a big thing that I learned is like we can take things for granted very quickly, very, very quickly and very easily. And so you need to sometimes check yourself and like, because I've had to do it for me, it's like, look what you have your hands on right now. Like you can literally make money from your phone, like from anywhere in the world. Like it's just crazy to me. Like that you can do that. It is still boggling to me doing this for years, and I'm still amazed by that, you know? And so you have to think like that and be like, wow, like I could go, you know, I'm not saying like going to a job is bad because I know like you can do this handwork, but it's like still, you're still being able to work from social media. That is a blessing. And then you just don't need to take it for granted because, you know, obviously God brought you here for a reason. And so I don't know, it's just that shift. It's just that simple little shift that you've got to make. And it makes all of the difference. All of
So I'm going to ask you this. I didn't really ask you this question because I'm kind of going off the what we did, but people hear this and they're hearing mindset and that shift and all of this. So is there a certain way that you start out your day every day to get your mind right?
Yes. So I do work out and then I go for a walk and I say, like, I pray when I walk and I spend time with Jesus because, and I'm not saying every day is perfect because there's days where it's just chaos. And then I'm like, I didn't do my Bible study today, but I feel it when I don't. And he's the reason why I'm here. He's the reason why I'm breathing. He's what got me through that hard. Like he brought me through some really hard times. And so I can't forget that. And it's so easy. And sorry, I'm getting emotional because it's just been a really rough ride this next year, but it's really easy to forget that. It's really easy for us to like forget what the Lord got us through once we got through it. Like it's
Yeah.
so easy to pray, pray, pray and beg and plead and cry and all the things when you're going through the valley. But when you get through the valley and you go back on the mountaintop, sometimes we can just forget like what God brought us through in the valley. Because it's just like, oh, everything's good now, God. Okay, like peace. Like I don't need you. And it's like, no. And so I've really had to remember and just thank God for what He's done so far and what He's doing in my life now and what He's got me through. Because like I'm just so thankful. And it's so you just have to have gratitude, like turn your groans into gratitude. Like I'm trying to work on it. I am not perfect by no means. There are days that I can just be ill, and most of those days are probably I didn't start with Jesus, so that just tells me. But he is what gets me through. And I don't know if everyone's a believer on here, but he's the only thing that's gotten me through, and he's the one that's provided this business for me and has blessed it and has brought these amazing people in my path that I'm able to help. It's just been such a reward and such a blessing. And I think I just had to go through that storm to realize all of that. You know, sometimes you have to lose what you have to remember who gave it to you in the first place, if
I
that makes
mean,
sense.
that attitude, you guys, right there, if you can turn something so hard into something so good, you're going to relate to so many people. And every single person on here has a story. Not one of us has a perfect life. And I think that when you learn how to kind of harness that and have that empathy when you're talking to someone, like, did it suck me and Joel going through bankruptcy and standing in food lines? Never shared it until, a couple years into this, and the amount of people that it impacted because we went through it, I was like, I thought it was the complete opposite. And so I understand what it's like to need $50, to need $100. So if that's you, use that. God doing that for a reason. He's given you that as a gift to use to help other people and this business to help you get that $50, that $100 that you need to show people that you can do this. It does not matter your age, your background, where you came from, you get to do this too. And I love that about that. So you about probably had us all in tears because we all have felt like that at times. And that's exactly what I want. We can give you guys all the tips and the tricks. And of course, she said host to post. So go learn that if you have it, because that is what this is all about, is just do the work. We do two things, you guys. We tell our story. We share other people's results and our results. We offer the opportunity. and we get customers and distributors. That's it. Like that's what we do. We overcomplicate it sometimes with what's in our head, right? Of like, I love that you said I was afraid of success. And then am I going to be a one-hit wonder? So we're going to battle that. But when you start your day every day grounded in what you want and knowing that you're excited to go out and share somebody's story, share your own story, share a before and after of what it's done, or a story of what somebody's $50 did in their, bank account, or what you're excited about that you're going to do with these bonuses. Share what you're going to do when you hit your 150 or your $5,000 bonus. What is that going to do for your family? Because people want to rally around that and they want to be part of that. And that's going to bring even more people in. So I love that about you, Courtney. I'm excited to see you go double and triple and prez. There's no stopping this time. It's okay. Here you go. You've got lots of lives to be changed. But is there any last minute, like, okay, this is on my heart and I got to share?
Yeah, when you were talking, it came to mind about simplicity. I always tell this to my team and just to anyone that I talk to, though, it's so simple. This business is so simple to do, but it's also so simple not to do. Like you can go either way. It's so simple to just be like, I don't really feel like being on my phone today, or I don't feel like, adding those friends, or feeling like sending 10 messages, or whatever the thing that you struggle with the most, but it's so simple to just do it. Like you'll feel so much better if you just do it. You know what I mean? Even if you didn't sign someone that day, you're still planting those seeds, right? And so just remember, like we do overcomplicate it. Like I'm the queen of overcomplicating, but I've just learned to just be like, okay, we have these systems in place, we have these boards in place, we have these training calls that people take their time. Y'all, take y'all's time every week to pour into us, and other people do the same thing. And it's like, get on the calls, put an AirPod in. Usually this is my kids' bedtime's at 8, but I usually, pop an AirPod in or whatever. Like, do what you got to do. Don't make it an excuse because it's so easy to do, right? It's so simple. I'm guarantee you, like, mom life is so much harder than sending 10 post messages every few hours. Okay, like it's really like we can overcomplicate it. So just make sure simplicity is key,
Yeah.
and doing the things. And honestly, like asking for help if you feel like, I know some people are just weird about asking questions, but I'm telling you, I'm the queen of asking questions. And I feel like that's what got me where I'm at, because I continue to ask questions. No question is dumb. Like,
Mhm.
especially for you new people out there, blow up like I tell my new distributors, blow my phone up. Ask me questions, send me screenshots, please, because I'm a visual person and I gotta see so I can help you best. And I'm telling you right now, those people that do that and ask questions show me that they're eager. And when they send me screenshots, I can see what they're sending and I can help them respond with the scripts that we have in place. So then they know how to do it. And then those people are signing people. Like
Yes.
like a girl just signed up and she's sending me screenshots, and she's already getting someone to sign up as a customer because she's asking and sending me screenshots.
I
So just
love that.
never stop asking questions. If you don't know, just ask. Like, trust me.
That's that's probably one of the things that people do is they get in and I'm like, this is the only time in my life that I'll tell you use me. Like this is what we're here for. And so you are absolutely right because it's the ones that are that squeaky wheel because those are the ones that get the oil, right? And so that is absolutely true. When you're showing up, when you're coming onto these Zooms, we get to see your face, your names. We remember that. We want to pour into the ones that are being consistent, showing up, you guys asking the questions, but then doing the work behind it too. That's the other key to this is we'll give you everything that you need, but you got to do the work and go into it with an open mind and excitement of what that's going to do when you actually start to do it. So did you have anything, Joel, that you wanted to end out? He had
I
something. He was
I had
like,
all sorts of notes, and
Courtney
I'm
said
like,
it all.
whatever. She just crushed it
He
all.
was like, man, this is like right on like what I was
I was
gonna
like, did you
do.
get into my phone at some point this
Yeah,
afternoon?
it was like that was so good. So
Oh, I will say one more thing. I'm not trying to keep anybody longer, but what I have done is I actually started, because the second time I joined, because I was like, okay, God, I'm gonna glorify you like this time. Like I've got to. Like I feel like I lacked at that last time. But I've been praying over people before they even join. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they're from. I don't know. But just remember this. I trust in the Lord. So I know, like, okay, God, I'm trusting that you're gonna bring me the right people. I'm praying for those people that are hungry, that desperately need this change in their life. Like, please put them in my path, or bring me to them somehow. And honestly, the people that don't join, it's almost just like, thank you, God. This was a person that didn't need to join right now, you know? And I've kind of changed that mindset. And then the people that do, I thank God again, because I'm like, okay, this is the person you brought to me. So pray over the people that's in your organization now and pray for the people that aren't there yet that will be.
Yes. So good. So many nuggets, you guys. I know that it's going to be recorded and a lot of you are going to ask for the recording, so we'll get that up. But I appreciate you. We got to give her a round of applause, you guys. Like, she went diamond last month. Yeah. Yeah. Look at her sons or kids are cheering her on too, and seeing her change her family's life too. So can't wait for the next person. But Courtney, so proud of you. So excited to finally get you on and just let people hear the real Courtney, because I know your heart and now people know. So you're going to get lots of friends. Like, that's just part of it. But we appreciate you. We're going to have Joel close it out. You guys utilize this $35 kit. I have chills. There is someone that God wants you to reach out to right now. Like, if you have a name on your heart right now, you need to reach out to him, because that is God telling you, okay, this Zoom was that good and you've been on my heart and I need to ask you, are you ready to do this with me? So utilize what we have and the team and rally around us, because we are here to help you. And thank you again, Courtney. And Joel's going to pray us out onto the week.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this amazing group. Thank you for all of the wisdom and the knowledge that you shared through Courtney tonight. Just ask that people would take it, go out on fire, give them amazing, superhuman ability this week to close out the month strong, to get to their goals. With this last moment, allow them to have boldness to go out and share this with somebody, because you destined them to be in this company to change lives for your kingdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.